SilverPenguinArtyCrafty. If you like all things DIY, home decor, crafty, then this is the place to be. Please do consider subscribing if you're not already, and turn on the notifications when YouTube asks to be one of the first to know when I upload a new video. So today I'm very excited, I'm bringing you unicorn headbands. Now I've made these for my daughter's 6th birthday for party favours to go in the party bags for the girls that are coming. They are absolutely so easy, honestly, to make. They take 20 minutes to half an hour once you've got all the little bits you need. So I'll take you step by step, showing you everything you need to make one of these fantastic little headbands. Enjoy the video. So I have this headband. This is just a satin finished plastic headband. I got these from Amazon, then a pack of 36. Range of fantastic colours, all through from white, cream, gold, pinks, purples, blues, green, reds. Fantastic value, those ones. So a pack of 36 from Amazon of those. For the horn itself, I'm using this rose gold felt material. I got this from Hobbycraft in a great big roll. At the moment it's on sale. It was £2 for quite a big roll. I've also got gold, and I've got a glittery white material as well. So I'm making all different colours of these. But this particular one I'm showing you is this rose gold. So I need that. I've cut that into a horn shape. I will show you about the templates and stuff I use for that when I come to making the horn. I've got 2 circles cut out for using the horn as well. And then to give the horn some structure, I'm using this doll's wadding. I just got this in a massive bag from the range. I believe it was £3, £2, £3 for a massive big bag of that. So that's really good value. And then to wrap around the horn to give it a spiral effect, I'm using this gorgeous turquoise blue cord. This again is from the range. So this matches, going for a match with the headband as close as possible. Got gorgeous turquoise blue on both of those. Then for the ears, I need some white felt. I've already cut these out, but I will show you how I did those when I come to make the headband again. And then 2 bits of pink felt, and I've got the templates here for those. And then to embellish it, once we've got the horn and ears all in place, I've got these lovely little felt flowers and a lovely little felt butterfly. Now I've already made these. I made these in previous tutorials, but I'll include the link in the description box below for both of these, so you can make these if you wish to add to your unicorn headband. So the first step is to make the horn. So to make the horn, I've used my rose gold felt material, and I have created this template so that I can make multiples of these. I'm making about, I think I'm making about 14 of these for the party. So I've created a template to make it easier for me. So just to give you the quick measurements on the template to show you how I made these, across at the bottom, it's roughly about 14 centimetres across. For those who prefer imperial, it's about 5.5 inches across at the bottom, and then with the curved base. And the edges high, they are in imperial 5 3/4, but in metric we are looking at 14.5 centimetres. And then we've got a little bit of a flat base at the top to be able to form the curve. So there we go, so it's 14.5 down, and with the curved base at the bottom. So if you make one of these, if you're making multiple, it's a lot easier. If you're not, then just draw it straight out on the felt you've got. So I traced that round and cut that off. So move that out of the way. So what we need to do now is we need to form the curve. So I find it easier, I haven't made a few of these, is to add the cord that I'm going to use to do the swirl round the horn at the start. So in order to do so, I just put a dab of glue just along the top there, and get your cord and just place that in and let that dry for a second, and it just holds it in place. And then when you come to do the swirl down, it's a lot easier. And then in order to get a bit of a curve at the top, I had another dab of glue there and just bend it round the cord, and that makes that a nice tight curve in there at the top. And then we just repeat it again right over the top to the other side, so our 2 sides join. So down that side. Now I'm doing this slowly in pieces to show you how I do it. When I make these, I'm now doing these at quite a faster pace because I've done quite a few. So that's just to start off the shape of the horn there. So taking off the excess glue as it squidges out, just to tidy up the headband. There you go, as you can see, that's the start. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run a bead of glue all the way down this piece here, and we'll just bring it over, move that cord up and out the way. So run a bead of glue all the way down there, and then bring this over bit by bit so it secures itself in a cord shape, in a horn shape. So over and down. And then depending on how tight you want your horn, you can secure it in place. And to finish it off, a bit more there, and hold it in. Remember to hold for a few seconds, and because my fingers are in quite close to the glue for this and I'm having to hold it to dry, I'm using my glue gun on a low melt, low temperature setting, just so I don't burn my little fingers. And again, you can see that this bit up here isn't quite as tidy as I would like, so if I just dab a little bit more glue into there and hold it closed, just to give it that extra bond there. Now the next step within the horn is to fill the horn with the wadding. So you need a little bit first, just to make sure you can get right into the top. So take a little bit, stuff it off. And then what I'm using is I've got this metal chopstick, and I use that to just gently tease it into the top there. So we can get right to the top with the horn to make sure that we don't lose any of that shape. So now I like to pack that top bit in quite well, just to make sure it gives it that rigidity and makes it a sturdy top to the unicorn horn. And then just bit by bit, off we go, fill it, tear it off and prod it in, and again, and you just keep going until you have got the fullness of horn that you would like. So there we go, where it argues with you a little bit about coming back out, I feel that that is probably a good time to stop. So then what we need to do is we need to close up that horn so that all the fluff that we've just put in doesn't just come back out again. So we do that using one of these little circle blanks that I've cut out of the gold. And now just to give you the measurements of this one as well. So we're looking at 4 centimeters across and about 3.5 centimeters up. So basically what I did is I made a unicorn horn before, see it just fits in there near enough. And I drew around it and I cut it from that. So that's done out of that. We need 2 of these, one to stop it here and then one to secure it onto the headband when we get to that point. So what I do now is just to secure it in, add a generous-ish amount of glue on the base of your blank, and then just push it against the fluff and push it in like that. There you go, and it just adds a nice little neat finish, this bit does. So then what we need to do is we need to fold over these bits to finish off the horn to hold it in place. Now in order to finish these off, we need to add slits at the side, so we fold bit over bit by bit. So then getting your scissors, and then I slice up somewhere between, depending on how full your unicorn horn is, somewhere between 0.5 centimetre and 1 centimetre up the edge of the horn, usually nearer the 0.5 centimetre, because I tend to fill these unicorn horns relatively well, and just at regular intervals all the way around. And then we get to the end bit and I'll just trim that off so we are in alignment. There we go. So then one by one we fold these over, so dab of glue on the tab and then fold it over, and you'll just need to hold these in place for a few seconds while the glue holds and sets. And I usually tend to do it on opposites just because I find it easier to hold them over as we go. So when you do this, then you'll get to the end here, these last 2 bits that are where it doubles over, where you've got that crease when you fold it over. Now to make this easier and tidier, what I tend to do is I'll fold back the top bits and slightly unpeel them. If I remember when I'm gluing the cone down, I'll leave the last sort of centimetre with no glue, but sometimes I forget, like today. So then I push the base in a little bit and I get just the inner bit, so that therefore we're not getting doubled up and it's not making extra thickness when we fold it over. So we are just then securing in place with that top part of that horn, and glue those last 2 bits down, hold them in place. And there we have a nice, secured, tidied, finished base for your unicorn horn. So the next part to make your horn is to do the spiral of the cord going down. So what I do, now we've got the cord is sticking out the top, and what I'll do is I'll just put a tiny dab of glue at the back where the seam is, like that, and that will just secure the cord facing down, because at the moment, because it's glued coming out the top, its preference is to stick straight up in the air. So you want to sort of just to hold it down so that we get a nice little spiral effect once we get going. Then once that has set in place and it doesn't want to shoot straight up, we just start the spiral of the unicorn horn. Now we just turn it around, hold a bit of tension, because then you can give it that sort of slightly tight look on the horn, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So if you just hold it under tension slightly, then bringing it round, making sure you've got roughly about the same gap in between each one, in between each round. There we go, and the last time round here, there we go. So that's to the back. So there you can see, nice spiral round, and if you look slightly, it's pulling in slightly just to give it a nice, slightly tucked in appearance. So to finish this bit off, what I do is I put a dab of glue again on the seam at the base, at the back, and then hold the thread across. So like it's going to wrap around. What we're going to do is we're going to wrap it around the base of the horn just to give it a slightly more finished appearance rather than cutting it off at the back. So once that has set, we'll run a tiny bit of glue around the base of the horn. I do this in sections again, like before. So, and then bit by bit, add the cord on. There we go, around that bit. And then where they meet up at the back here, just bees it in so it just joins up. And then once that's done, what I do is I just grab my scissors, cut the cord off, and then another little bit of glue in there, and just to hold the cord down just so it tucks in. There we go. Remember, the seam is the back, so turning it around, there is your unicorn horn, rose gold with the turquoise spiral going up it. So now we have our horn. Next thing is we need to do is attach it to our headband. So remembering where the back of the unicorn horn is, and make sure that you place that towards the back of your headband. Work out roughly where the middle of your headband will be, because your unicorn horn is going to sit on the top of that. Put a dollop of glue on the top of the headband, and then, like I said, seam to the back. Place your unicorn horn roughly in the middle. Like so, and give it a bit of a squidge in, and then that will secure onto a certain degree. And then the next thing, just to secure it and make sure it just looks a little bit tidier, is we use the second blank of rose gold and we stick it in under there. So then we need to put a good generous amount of glue on the bottom here, just so it gets good contact and it adheres as we would wish. And we just stick that over the top, and then I just work it in, pressing in and really sort of squidging it into the base of the horn, just to get that good contact and make sure it's secure as well. There we have unicorn horn secured onto the headband. Fantastic. So the next step we need to do are the ears for the headband. So to do the ears, we need the white felt and a little bit of light pink felt. Now, again, like I said, because I'm making multiple of these, I made myself a template. You don't have to, you can just cut them out by eye if you wish. However, this template, I've made one and I just copied it over, folded the felt in half, like such, put the template on, and I cut round it, opened it up and just tidied up the lines down each side. And I need two of these, one for either side of the horn. The size of this template, just to give you measurements, is just over 5 centimeters long at the bottom. So you're looking at roughly about 2 inches along at the bottom. And then the height of it is 7 centimeters high, and imperial, that is approximately 2 3/4 inches high, and then they just have curved sides. And remember to fold your felt over because you need it to open up, because you're going to fold it up over the headband. And then this is for the inner ear, just to lighten the ears and give it that more realistic for a unicorn, because they are real, as we all know. So we're using this light pink here. It's like a baby pink. And again, I did the same. I've got a template, but this is just one cutout. So this template is the same shape as the larger one, just on a smaller scale. So we're looking at 3 1/4 centimeters, which is roughly 1 1/4 inches with a flat base. And then the height of it is 4 1/2 centimeters. And we are looking at 1 3/4 inches high. So I just used those, traced around those, cut them out. So I've ended up with 2 white and 2 pink. So what we need to do now is that these will go either side of your unicorn horn. So I need to put a dab of glue along the top of one side, and then I put the ears, bring the ears up to the bottom of the headband, and they are going to fold over. So then I fold them over, make sure they align, and lift them up, make sure they're secure, and then pinch to where you've put that glue on the top of the headband. So it grabs that glue and holds on tight. So you pinch those in like that. And then there will always be, because I do it slightly less than the width to make sure I get it in the right place and make sure I don't overshoot as such. So then I add an extra little bit in the side just to finish that off. And then to close up the ear, pull the front one back, and then run a bead of glue around the edge, each of the edge, and just a bit of a swirl in the middle, and then slowly push the other felt up and squeeze to set. So just slowly work my fingers over it. If any glue does seep out like I've got here, you can either pick it off, or you can just use your scissors to tidy up the slightly messy edges there if the glue does come out. So that's one ear done, and then just need to do the other side. So like I said, we need to run a bead of glue along the top, bring your ears up, make sure that they are aligned. And now this bit, I just hold this out just to make sure I'm in the same position either side, and then squeeze on the bottom to catch that glue and get the hold. There we go. Fill in the space that side to make sure that we have got it stuck down all the way along and it is a secure hold. Then bead of glue around the ear down like that, and I would put a bit in the middle, but my glue gun has just emptied itself, so that should be plenty anyway. So then push the ear, gently hold in place as it sets. Now with new glue in my glue gun, we are going to put the pink ears in place. So they literally just sit in the middle of each of the white. And all I do with that is I get my glue gun, I run a bead of glue around the edge of these pink, like that, and a bit of a little dollop in the middle. Turn it over, and then get it in place. And once I'm happy with the positioning of the pink, I slowly press it down so the glue adheres and it secures onto the ear. And there we go, simple as that. So that's one ear, and then I do the other one. Bead of glue around the edge, like so. Turn it over, make sure it's roughly in the middle, like that, and then just press it down to secure. And there we go. Now you can either leave your unicorn headband as that, so we have horn and 2 ears, and some kids prefer them like this, so that's absolutely fine, or you can embellish it further, which is what I'm going to do. So I have these 4 flowers, felt flowers that I've made, and this little felt butterfly that I've also made. Now I will put the links to all these different styles of flowers and the butterfly video in the description box below for you if you wish to go off and make those. But I'm going to glue these on, put a nice purple one here and a pink flower either side, and I'm going to put the smaller ones either side with the butterfly in the middle, and that is just using my glue gun. So I'll just get on with that now. And the final touch, put the butterfly on. So I put a bead of glue down the middle, and I like these butterflies to be at a slight angle so it looks like they're kind of flying away a little bit, and how you wish to position them with the leaves or whichever, that's up to you. But I like them to look like they're sort of in the flower a little bit, and then they just glue on like that. And there we go. So that is the final headband. It is embellished, like I said. You can either hide the leaves underneath the butterfly if you wished, or they could be on top. The choice is completely up to you. There you go. So that's with the butterfly on top. So there we go. There's my unicorn headband with felt flowers with the felt butterfly on top. If you've enjoyed the video for these gorgeous unicorn headbands, please do give it a massive thumbs up. If you've made one yourself, please let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what colours you used, how you personalised it. All your likes and comments really do help my channel grow, and I appreciate every single one.